where we interview real people telling real truths and stories. The overall objective here is to break the negative narratives that plague our communities and minds. The biggest one we aiming to attack is that there are no more good men and women out here. Stand-up men and women. The men and women we actually need in positions to help change our community for the better. Welcome back, Flex family. Yes, welcome back to another episode of No Flex Podcast. It's been a minute. Shoot, I think the last one I posted was like January of this year. Yeah. But it was all for good reason. I took this year to catch up on some personal goals that I had for me and my family, and more so revamp the podcast because I just, as I dove into it and started growing my podcast and growing my social status or whatever, my social footprint, we all got to pivot. And so I seen a big pivot I was doing. I don't call it a mistake, but when we talking about getting views and things like that, I had to make the adjustment. I was interviewing people because the whole basis of the beginning, the first 10 episodes I did was to give people who I felt needed the spotlight when it comes to community change and reform, the spotlight to be able to address those things they wanted to talk about, just give a background on themselves. And then I saying, okay, people don't really know these people, so it's hard to get 100,000 views of a person who don't have 100,000 followers or 50,000 followers. And so instead of falling into the algorithm and start going for negative clickbait content, like, let me fall back and see what I need to do.
Okay.
And so that's where we at now. Recently, like I said, personal goals. I've became the business development coordinator for the Heartland St. Louis Black Chamber of Commerce, where we basically help small businesses and nonprofits grow, scale, get the certification and the funding that they need to be able to continue to operate and scale up. And so we have over 400 members here. Yes, and we're growing. Yes. A lot of the podcast officially is finding small businesses, nonprofits, and artists who really is struggling or who really, looking for the information to turn their artistry or their talent into a business or have been, and just it's hard for them to scale up, and just give them the business advice, resources that they need in order to go ahead and make that happen. So that is why we have you here. I told you I was bad at intro.
Hey, man, you dropped a whole lot at one time, but I think it was still right on time. Letting the people know what it is you do, how you support the community. Like you said, you had to take a step back so you can revamp what you're doing. It's almost like, pointing the arrow at a target. Sometimes you got to be honest and be like, hey, I'm missing, but I need to get back on track, or I need to refocus, or just, you got to rebuild your plan sometimes, or just, it's not easy on this road to entrepreneurship, but at least being honest with yourself, being willing to adjust is one of the major things that a lot of people fail. A lot of people miss out on, I should say.
They don't know how. It's called pivoting. They don't know how to they think it's a life changer. They got to restructure their whole business concept when it's just a pivot. Maybe you was just in the wrong market or the wrong industry for what you really want to do. You have to make that adjustment. So let's start with your intro. What is your name? So we're gonna do it like this. Let's give us your full name, your government name, if that's not too much, your artist name, if you have one, your business name.
Okay. Well, legally, I guess you would say, my name is Terrell Wyms Jr. Street name, artist name, From a family standpoint, the only nickname I've ever really had is actually Pepe. From like the skunk back in the day on Looney Tunes, Pepe Le Pew. My grandma gave me that nickname, as a young boy, young man, however you want to say. But as many of us know in our community, your name sometimes sticks very hard. It stuck so hard to the point that one of my younger brothers had to ask me one day. He was like, Pepe, what's your real name? So, but anyway, the company I'm actually representing is mom and pop business funding.
Okay.
So eventually I do want to be able to branch off and create my own hedge fund, I guess you would say. Yeah, but that's just gonna take time and me recuperating, my own finances to probably get that in order. But I mean, it's just a process. I've been taking care of my grandma heavily for, according to my wife, over 5 years now. But especially in the last year, I actually took full responsibility as her caretaker, and that's quite the task. Uh, but it's taught me a lot, to be quite honest, about just really understanding what patience is, what true love is for somebody. Because not any real relationship, I'm sure anybody can really testify that any real relationship you've had with a person, not just intimately, but also like on a platonic level, your friends, your family, whomever, anybody you've been around for years at a time, everything ain't perfect. It comes with some type of hiccup, some bump in the road, just but you gotta just get past it. You kind of just talk things out, or if words was said or exchanged that wasn't meant or intended, or misinterpretations happen. Like, it's just all this that comes in the mix. But you still you move on. Like it is what it is. Like it's if you truly love somebody, you won't just let them go off the deep end. But in the same motion, you can't keep trying to course correct somebody else like you're their parent. So like it's just one thing for sure I know is like I've seen a lot of people just let people do whatever just because they don't want to deal with the confrontation. They don't want to deal with how can I say? Some people just don't want to deal with
the consequence or stigma that comes behind.
Yeah, almost like um
the selflessness that it takes to help somebody else.
I think that's almost on track, where it's just like to see that somebody doing wrong, be willing to speak up on it, and suffer whatever comes after. It's like, even myself, I'll be honest, I've deterred from saying certain things in a certain crowd, or being around certain people. I didn't want to say such and such is wrong, or I might feel like what they're doing ain't right, but I'm gonna just let it slide, almost just because I'm just going along with the narrative here. I'm just going along with whatever the majority rules. When that one person that could speak up, or the one person that could say something about what they see as wrong, or what could be better for that matter, it's amazing how just the word, or just the ability to speak up on something that most wouldn't, can help change a major trajectory of someone's life. Like, just people, for instance, people would say, like, my grandma is hard-headed, don't want to change. As most people of her generation, I'm sure she was born in '55, so they came from a different time zone almost.
Different world.
Yeah, a whole different world. But me being a grandson, it's like she takes heed to what I say, but in the same, like she's open. But it's also taken me the ability to learn how to say it. Because it's not just about what you say, it's how you say it, Like, even just the tone of how I can come across could really change how she interprets what I'm saying, or just how open she'll be to what I'm saying. But I'm just saying all that to say, sometimes we should speak up more often than not about what we may feel is true, although it might be indifferent to the popular opinion.
Man, that sounds kind of like a passion point that it sounds like you connected to the mom and pop funding business, because most businesses are created off of those passion points, like you were describing. Like, you see something wrong in the marketplace, or you see something that could be fixed, and you think you the best, or you could be the best person to fix it. You just develop that into a package and then sell it, and then boom, you know, now you're a business owner making money off of it. And that's really what business is. That's finding passion points, finding, I call them glitch in systems, and then being a person to be able to fix that glitch, and then boom, now you have a business. Now you're an entrepreneur. Now you're making money off of it. Is that what got you connected to the mom and pops funding?
And it's, nah, I mean, to be honest, what really initially got me connected with them about a year ago or so, um, I was just looking for an opportunity, just knowing I had to make big money doing something to provide some type of service. I knew that I'm, unique or special in my own way. I got my own talents and abilities, and for me, that was just the ability to connect people with opportunities. Or just, I'm a good middleman. I'm a good connection point. I know so many people that do this, and I know it's like I've just always been good with connecting with people. Period. And then coming across the opportunity, um, to be quite honest, on Craigslist. The CEO, he does all the posting himself as far as the ads, and he I reached out, went through the class, and it's kind of just been history from there.
What specifically do you guys do?
Help any type of business you could think of get funding. Anything from a franchise owner to somebody that owns a non-for-profit. Uh, we've done loans for like Subways, McDonald's. We've done window washing companies, elevator companies. I mean, over 700 and something different types of businesses out there. We can help them all. It's just,
so you guys help write the loan applications with the businesses, or you're giving out the loan?
Right. So how can I say this? We provide unsecured working capital, money to businesses fast. The money they could do with whatever they want. I have we have an underwriting department that handles looking at the business to see what they're eligible for. Like, we can go up to twice the gross revenue of whatever company is doing, because obviously we can go up to $1 million, a little bit higher if need be, but the business doesn't want to overextend the company. We want to make sure that, I mean, of course, over time they could, come back, reapply once things are paid off and get more funding. But the money is coming from private lenders, so it's, to say the least, it's not all happy high notes. I mean, like, the money still comes at a cost, but it's just to help the business owner either get out of a financial crunch or to expand their business.
So so you basically, what you described is a business incubator, basically, with the opportunity to get a business loan from you guys as well. That from what I've heard, that's how I would describe it.
Okay.
Because well, it may not be a direct, well, yeah, because it's so basically, you got somebody with capital. They want to invest that capital into another business, and you middleman that investment, right? That's basically what you're doing,
in a sense.
And you guys get paid for that, or are you actually like, look, the company you work for, we have X amount of money. We want to help X amount of businesses, and then you go from there, or are you like, look, Mr. Stewart over here got $1 million. He said he got 100,000. He want to put back into another business. You have this business over here that needs the funding, that can use it, and then you just middleman that.
In so many words, yes and no. It's like, let me re-explain it like this. So it would be as if there's a business out there, they need money for X, Y, and Z. Don't really matter to me, because I would just need them to fill out an application in their most 6 months, their most recent 6 months of bank statements. You know, coming from the LLC, not the personal account, but the business account. They apply, our underwriting department. Now, mind you, the company is already doing like $6 billion in loans. They've been doing this for years. The CEO himself, back in his peak, was doing over 800 of these loans a month. So he's very well aware of the type of businesses that's out there. Like, it's pretty hard for me to come with a loan that he ain't already seen type stuff, or dealt with this type of business in this type of industry. Like, so that's why they're just looking at the bank statements to see how is the business ran. The business got to be at least running for the 6 months. You know, that's what we need. But based on the most recent 6 months, they're looking at how has the money been spent, how many deposits are coming in, yada yada yada. But in so many less words, I'm just saying. Then from there they just let me know what the business qualifies for.
And that's my next question. What specifically do you do for the business, and what is your ownership within the business?
So I would almost be like a franchise owner in a sense, because I can open up my own firm, I guess you say. I can, hire people to make calls for me, or to have an assistant, go through my emails, or, I can have my own physical franchise, I guess you say. But right now I just kind of operate as an independent sales operator, is what they would call it. My job is simply the liaison. I'm the receptionist at the emergency.
The liaison is the business term that you use in order to get paid for being the middleman.
Right.
So we like to call them plug.
Okay, I'm just I was trying to keep my account real, but let's keep it real.
Plug in the streets, in the skeets, but in the business world, it's called business liaison.
Yeah.
And that I was gonna say that to the end, but that is what you would qualify, entitle yourself as. So yeah, business liaison. Okay. So is that because when we talked last at the Dope Art Show event, we were more so talking about the podcasting part of stuff. But is that what you want to tailor this conversation about? More so the business liaison with that, or the podcast? Or we can do both. It's like, which one are you taking more? Which one do you want to take more serious, and are you focused on?
So, because really my bigger picture is creating almost like a business empire for my family, where I can help my family go from having to work a job for somebody else, or do all these things that they don't really have no passion in, or just no care for, but doing this to pay the bills in whatever shape, form, fashion, to how can we use our talents, how can we use our abilities, or how can we use our knowledge to now recreate, give back, and make money from in some type of business form. So that's why I was asking about the podcast, because, like, for instance, we were talking about like what the podcast, how to make money on YouTube, and just all these different avenues of social media money in a sense. But it's just, I wanted to really, one thing I've been thinking about for the longest is learning how to make money online, or just even have a better presence online that I could easily duplicate with different industries. Because I understand it's almost like owning a franchise, right? There's a certain blueprint that can work anywhere, a certain way of doing things that it don't matter where I'm at, I could do it the same way, and it's gonna work in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like so. Trying to basically, I'm saying I'm trying to learn because really, my main focus, of course, is still gonna be doing loans, helping businesses get money, because that's gonna build my network of people. On the back end, I have family that could, like I was saying, I got two friends that I know for sure they trying to do their own podcast. One of which he already got 1,000 followers on his podcast, on whichever platform. Um, but the even like my children, my daughter want to do art. She love art. My son love driving cars. I mean, he drive his little Power Wheel like it's a little NASCAR or something. Like he in the Indy. You know, his skills is impeccable. I don't know where he get it from, but anyway, the idea is how could I take the videos I have of my child and post it on social media for the attention, and then on the back end I know that like I can make money off affiliate marketing, or I could be promoting business loan or unsecured working capital, but just getting attention through my children and their artistic ability, you know, like because
I
they
get what you're saying.
yeah.
So, okay, I get what you're saying. Um, to comment on that is really sitting down, realizing like the question I just asked you, which one is more important to you? Um, if you working on getting the other business or you just gonna call it the franchise business, you're working on scaling that up and getting that up off the ground. The tasks and the physical things that you do is gonna be different from promoting and getting a social media account online up and running or scaled up.
Mm-hmm.
So what I mean by that is the franchise business, that's a lot more showing face. That's a lot more organic growth in person. You got to pull up. You got to be at that event.
Right.
You got to be networking. With the online, say if it's just a YouTube channel dedicated for your family, then all you gonna have to cater your life to be able to spend a lot of time at home. You get what I'm saying? Because okay, why is that? Because you're gonna have to have a camera on at all times, almost damn near, to really be able to scale that up on a big level. You got to be basically live streaming everything, because you never know when you will capture a viral moment. You feel me?
Right.
And then on top of that, you got to get yourself and your family acclimated with being in front of a camera. Like, one of the biggest things that's stunted my growth is I just was so uncomfortable with just being in a room by myself with a camera. Like, if you weren't here, I had these cameras rolling and I couldn't say a word. Like, I would just sit there and stare. Like, I don't know what to do. I do it all the time. Like yesterday, I came up here and I was here for like 2 or 3 hours just working on my candles and stuff over there and doing some other business stuff. I was like, let me just talk, because a lot of people telling me they want me to just answer business questions, and I've tried to answer some questions and I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I need somebody to talk to. But it's just figuring out, okay, which one is more important. And you kind of said it, where you were kind of leading down that path. In my opinion, if that franchise business is not at a point to where it's making 10,000 plus a month, then go ahead and let the YouTube be more important right now, because everything else can be branched off of that YouTube. Like, that's what I'm doing with my YouTube channel. Like, I got my life insurance producer license. I'm the business development here. I'm an accountant, and I have products and service, or products that I sell. Instead of me last year, okay, I'm vending over here at this event, and I'm specifically trying to sell candles and shirts. But now I'm trying to introduce social media marketing, because I have a social media marketing company as well. I'm trying to introduce that to the other vendors and people coming through, and it was a conflict of interest, because then I get to talking about monetization, all these type of things, but then they ask, well, how much is this? Well, I'm like, damn, on the website it's 50, but here I didn't, you feel me? So it's like I'm trying to hop back and forth when, nah, if I just focus on growing the YouTube channel, and then I can plug my own advertisements into the YouTube channel. So you got the YouTube channel making the advertising money for plugging in YouTube's ads, and then the viewership, you get money off of that and the subscriptions. On top of that, with your franchise business, make a 30-second ad. If you would like business funding and an easy quote for it, 30-second video describing it and what you do. Now, one of those advertisements that YouTube have for you, you can now plug that into there. So now, off of one platform, you generated two streams of income: the viewership plus subscription and advertisements, and now off this LLC you have over here. You get what I'm saying? And now you're able to reach a lot more people. You just need, if you consistently gotten 5,000 people watching the last 10 videos, well, shit, now we can start tracking and seeing out of those 5,000, how many can we get over here to this LLC rather than doing it backwards. Because that's what I was doing last year. I'm selling products, I'm doing this, and that, pitching my services, and then I'm handing the business card to people saying, go to my YouTube channel. That you see that in my head, it made so much sense. I'm like, one person at a time. You feel me? One person at a time till you get to the 100 or 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. You feel me? Because that's the requirements to apply for monetization on YouTube. You gotta, for my industry, my niche is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And so I'm like, one person at a time, we gonna itch our way to it, but then my family will suffer. So now I'm getting into it with my kid's mama. She like, you not taking care of your kids because you out here in the streets, this is and that, thinking I'm out here just playing around. But I'm like, no, I'm seriously trying to do this, but she not seeing it. And then I get around my kids, and now I didn't gave these people all of my energy. I don't have energy for my kid. So literally, it was like, and my business partner was telling me this, like, the lifestyle that you are chasing, you literally working backwards for it when you sit down to think about it. You say you want a reserved at the house on a farm lifestyle, but everything you're doing is chasing fame, chasing viewership. And with fame comes a lot of responsibility. It ain't like you finna just make $1 million and think you finna go get put up somewhere on the fame route. And so I was like, you're right. You feel me? So that's really sitting down, thinking about which one you want to do. You feel me? Because, and I do want to say this too on the YouTube piece. You really don't want to put your kids in front of you on that part. You want to be the main face and then let them inherit that account. Because as kids, the internet, I tell people this all the time. Social media is different from the internet, and the internet is different from the real life, from reality. You're gonna get a lot more love in reality. People gonna come into your face. Oh, I love what you're doing. I see what you're doing. This and that. The internet is strictly for marketing. YouTube, Google ads, making sure, I can't even think of it, but making sure your website pop up as soon as something getting searched in the engine.
The SEOs.
Yeah. And then social media is strictly online networking. You're gonna get a lot more hate on a social media piece because people have nothing better to do. You don't want to put your kids in front of that.
That's what you're saying.
Because people gonna be talking stuff about your kids. They're gonna be doing this and that. When you have something that a lot of people need right now, funding. You can make a whole YouTube. You can make a lot of content just talking about how your business is the best at helping St. Louis metropolitan area business get the funding and the type of things that y'all been doing. And that'll probably take off way more than a kid video, because a kid video is most likely gonna be for other kids, which are broke as hell. You they ain't got no, so you don't want to depend on a viewership, because that doesn't transition to them going to the shop and buying stuff.
Right. That part too. And that's something else I was kind of thought about was, even if I was to try to mix the two, like what I'm saying right now, it wouldn't really make sense, like you say, because I'm not going to be able to access the business owner, which is really who I'm looking for at the end of the day. I might catch one or two here and there, but the bigger point, like you say, is I can gain more traction with just creating content around the loan piece that I do. But then I had to sit back and figure out different ideas, or just using AI to create some ideas about where to start on that piece. But that is golden, like you said.
Yeah, because the way to look at it is, you want to be your first social proof before you say anybody else is. Like one thing that I catch myself doing is put in the I'm the business development coordinator for the chambers before nigga, I got a life insurance producer license. I can write you a life insurance policy right now. You feel me? Like I'm a life insurance agent. Like I can literally write you a life insurance policy and help you get a way cheaper car insurance rate right now. I should be pushing that before the chambers, but I wanna piggyback behind a bigger entity, which is needed at sometimes. Like when I was growing and scaling, I needed something else to give me that, that advocacy. But for social proof, when it's like you want to just walk into a business meeting and say, "This is what I do, this is what I've done," and they say, "Oh yeah," and write the check right then and there. Your Instagram account, your YouTube account, your business is gonna be the best piece for that. Is so focus strictly on that. So like, my next question, what roles does social media play in promoting your business right now? Are you promoting on social media at all?
I mean, like I made a couple posts on like my personal Facebook account, but I don't quite have the funding yet to invest in social media ads, from my understanding, or
that's not even the way you want to go, because social media ads don't even work no more.
Right,
that was 2010.
Exactly. I've heard a lot of that too. So I more so just been investing my time in the hand-to-hand combat, I guess you say. Going to the networking meetings. Going to any opportunity to connect with other entrepreneurs or business owners to just establish rapport, or just passing out flyers. I found a way to access. It's a whole database. Like people don't even know that you can get through your library and be able to call any business owner. And it's it's just so many resources out there, but not enough of us sit down and talk with one another to share these things. Or some people feel like if I share all this information, oh man, they're gonna steal my shine. It ain't gonna be nothing for me.
Niggas still think like that shit.
Right, but it's so much out here for us to eat on. Like right now, I can help anybody in all 50 states get some money. If they got a business, they got a business bank account. They've been in business for at least 6 months. Been doing, hopefully at least like 3,000 to 5,000 in revenue a month. I mean, that's what we would like. We can go a little lower, but the point is, I mean, you need money to get money, is what they used to always tell us. But at least for us, I'm just saying that is true.
Okay, so do you have any other questions that you just been having lingering up there?
It's I guess when it comes to starting off with YouTube, let's just start there. If I was to start figuring out what YouTube videos I'm about to do, or how can I say, if I okay, boom, I sit down, I say, okay, I'm gonna make some videos about X, Y, and Z pertaining to loans, or pertaining to why my business, why the company I represent can help these business owners get money the best, the fastest, yada yada yada. Boom, I figure that out. Should I just get out there and just start posting videos?
Yes, literally, yes. Your audience is gonna tell you the content to make. That was the biggest lesson I learned since January. I'm trying to figure out what do I need to be making? What am I doing? When as soon as I went to people who've been supporting me and who've been around the scene, I'm like, okay, what are you seeing that I need to pivot on?
Okay.
And they're like, you a businessman, talk about business. Stop trying to do this. I'm like, damn, you're right. So that's literally it. Like when it comes to starting up, like just say a podcast, for example, the best way to do it, and really the only way to do it to get that full understanding we be wanting, is to just go to YouTube and literally start an account and get that account, like do everything you need to do to get that account monetized. That should be your mindset. And it's gonna show you, okay, when you signing up for that YouTube account, it's gonna ask you what industry you in. It's gonna ask you what niche you want to pertain or want to talk to, the type of people you want to talk to. When you post a video, it's going to, before you post it, it's going to ask you, is it kid friendly or not? Because there's some restriction and things that come with that. All of that stuff is the behind the scenes information that you looking for that nobody can really tell you because you are different. What you post is gonna be different. So literally just go ahead and getting that YouTube account started, turning that YouTube account into a YouTube page. That whole little process is gonna open up a whole different Pandora's box of idea and content for you to do. And then after that, it's literally figuring out, okay, what is the step-by-step process that I'm looking for to post this content. So like, for example, when it came to me with these videos, my whole mindset was, okay, since I know I'm not shooting for famous people, I need to post a lot of content on ordinary, extraordinary people. I used to call it. And so that came with, I would do 5 interviews in a week in 4 days for real, and then be posting 1 a week. So now I got 4 weeks of content covered, so I could just automate all that content and then come back and just check the comment. That was my train of thoughts, but that was a lot of work. That was literally sitting down for a full hour. So I had to have the storage space on these phones, on the camera. Not only that, I had to make sure the mics was fully charged every single time. So if I had a 2-hour gap, I couldn't waste no time after that interview. And all of those small processes just tightened everything up to where it's like, you see me, I pulled up and within 5 minutes, I had everything ready to go and we rocking and rolling. You feel me? But it took a while even to edit it. Like, we finished shooting this, I could have this video edited tonight and posted tomorrow morning. I got the intro, like the YouTube intro already set up that I've been using, that I'm going to continue to use. I got the system to edit this, so each different camera angle, I'm able to do that. I got the audio system set up perfectly. So, like, literally, if I want to do mass productions of these interviews again, I got the process to be able to do that. But now, my train of thought, I'm looking for quality over quantity now. You feel me? But if I hadn't got that first initial, like, okay, let's go, and started doing stuff, if I would have tried to, okay, now let's start right now, I would have wasted your time. I would have wasted my time and wouldn't have been getting content because it was plenty of interviews I had to just throw away because they just wasn't good interviews on my end. Like, as an interviewer, I just didn't make them entertaining enough, or they were too dull and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
respect.
Yeah, but to answer I know it's a long answer, but literally, it's just getting your feet wet, man.
Yeah,
just getting your feet wet.
That actually remind me, the CEO of the company actually, in training, he brought up a valid point, man. If you too afraid to make the wrong move, how would you ever know what the right move is? You know, sit around thinking about what to do, or you want to ponder in the possibilities, or you want to, oh, what if I did this, or what if that happened? But then what if this happened? But then you never know. It could go like this, or it could go like that. But I mean, you never know. You don't.
And then you never find out.
Man, just do something. Like, all this pondering I used to do back in the day and thinking about X, Y, and Z, like, you missed out on so much opportunity just to do and find out, just to do it for yourself. Because just because what the next man said might be true for him, that's still based on his experience or what he been through. It might not be the same for you.
Exactly. Because I had, in August, man, when I say from like 2 years ago, January to August, January to September, I was grinding, posting, hitting event events, doing a lot. And then I started putting myself in a room with influencers, people who had 10,000, 20,000 plus followers. And the biggest thing that kept bugging me was like, you niggas don't even know how y'all did that. Like, I asked them, so I'm like, all right, I've been watching your page, man. And it was like, for a whole year, you was just getting 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and it wasn't going more than 3,000. Like, because my TikTok started doing it, I started getting 3,000, and it was just capping off. All my videos would just stop at 3,000, 3.2. But they was like, bro, you will post this one video or this one the reel or whatever, and then that just jumps up to 15,000, and now you got an extra 5,000, 10,000 followers. Like, what is that? And they like, I don't know, bro. Like, I just did, and then just started trying to dish out stuff. But there was one guy who told me, he was like, bro, all it was consistency and networking on social media market. I mean, on social media. I was like, damn. Damn. I was like, damn. I was like, I've been doing it wrong because I was stuck on the Instagram ads, trying to invest into that. But literally, if you want to get, say if you want to get to Mr. Steele, the CEO of the Chambers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna go directly to him and say, okay, I want to do this with you. No, you're gonna find a mutual person in between that to make that connection. If you want to network on a business tip, you go, okay, Mr. Powell, or me, like, okay, oh, let's do this, and okay, boom. Now we done established a relationship. Then it's like, hey, can you introduce me to Mr. Steele? And that's the same way it go on the internet. Because the internet is a different world. It's just in a different type of its own reality. So it's like, okay, you come across me in real life. I'm an influencer, 20,000 followers. So instead of you trying to turn me into a business, use me as an advocate for yours. Butter me up. Yeah, bro, this is and that. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go do this and boom. Hey, here, post this on your Instagram for me. I want to get some more people through mine. Post this, post that. You feel me? And then if they start, well, give me this for it, start trying to charge you for it, then all right, boom, here, give it cash, because using their followers to promote your business is how you network on social media. That's it's stepping into affiliate marketing, but not necessarily so. It's just called collaboration. Social media collaboration. So finding people that's in your industry that got a big following, create content. Either you post it and then have them repost it, or you send them that raw content themselves to post and shout you out. But the more people you can do that and then fall into those comments, so that, and that was another thing, was like, you really got to be engaging on social media. So when people drop a comment, you don't want to wait 3 hours to come back and respond. You should have your comment sections linked up to your phone, so when they hit, or your YouTube studios, when they hit, you get that notification. Either you, or like you said, a person you hired, they're responding to those comments and those likes immediately. And even promotion, like, if you just posted something and 20 people like that post, you should be directly in their inboxes with some type of call to action. Like, boom, like when I post a shirt and I have some people say, "Ooh, that shirt dope," or they'll like it. Well, my next thing is I'm in your inbox with a discount code. Well, if you like that post, here's $20, 25% off this my website, so you can go buy you something. You feel me? That's really, but that's the whole process. That's why I was like, you want to do the social media piece, then you need to be able to be at the house all day, because that's some all day stuff. It's hard to be busting moves like now. Like, see, look, I'm trying to stay connected, and I interrupt a whole conversation to see what's going on her, when I either need somebody to do that, or I need to be at the house with the kids with that availability to do that. Yeah.
Absolutely. I definitely see what you're saying on there. That's really key too. Back to what you said about the fact that you want to collaborate with the social media influencers, people that already have the following, because basically now you're using their accreditation to help build your following. Because just by them posting your stuff, they like, okay, well, buddy messing with him, he must be something nice. You check him out.
Exactly.
And then from there, you kind of just you reaching and tapping into other markets that naturally you might not have been able to touch. But just giving them that sample, they like, now that's cool. Let me see what else. Oh man. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Subscribe.
And then next thing you know, boom, you had the monetization that you need in 3 months. In 3 months. Like, people doing that type of stuff in a week, but that's because they spent years of just studying it, years of making accounts. Like, I got I got so deep into it, the motivational videos that you would just click on, but like an Eric Thomas motivational video, but that's not his page posting it. But if you see an advertisement within that video, that fucking account is getting money from it.
Yeah.
That account is getting, so how the hell can somebody copyright Eric Thomas's content and monetize that? Think about it. You didn't say a word. You didn't get out of bed, nothing. All you did was take a few clips of this man's speech, find the best moment within those speeches, put that into a compilation, post it, and now you done made $20,000 in 1 month, $50,000 in 1 month.
Now, from my understanding,
YouTube shut that shit down, so you really can't do that no more. But from 2000 to 2018, 2015,
it was going crazy.
Man, people got rich. People became just off of that simple concept. Repurposing other people's content.
Talk about sleeping on a wave, man.
But if you want to do that today, what it will look like is you find somebody who's strictly posted on like a Twitch or a different platform, and they don't mess with the platform you want to run that content off of, and then you can just repurpose their content on that platform. Because
But, wow, you know a lot of the avenues.
Yeah, hell yeah. There's a lot of money on social media. Like even the affiliate marketing piece. All you really got to do with that is go find some badass models, and just write a script, have them, pay them. Look, say this within that script, post it on your social media, and plug this discount code into it. So whoever come to me and use this discount code, you get an X amount off of it. So like with my clothing brand, like I say, I know a whole bunch of models, I know a whole bunch of artists. That was the first market I tapped into. I was going to those artists and those models like, look, for every person that you can get come by off this website, I will give you $10. When I did the math, my cost of production for like my most costly, most expensive piece of cloth was my hoodie. It would cost me $6 to $8 to make a hoodie, depending on the design. Really, $5 to $8. Okay, I just lied like a motherfucker. It was like $4 to $6. Yeah, because the hoodie was like $3, and then cost of production was like $4 to $6. At me selling that hoodie for $50, me giving an affiliate $10, that means I lose $16 to $17 out of that 50, but then I'm still retaining the extra $30, $35 right there. I can do that. I can take that loss until my page gets to a Kanye, a Gucci, to where I don't need the ambassadors no more, the affiliates. People now I can charge full price again. You get what I'm saying? So use affiliates to scale your stuff up. Don't be afraid to break them off a nice piece of money, because once you get that consistent following base, and that contract expire with them, wink wink, make sure that contract expired. Now you then took all of the following that they had, and now they're yours, and you running with it.
Yeah, make sure y'all bless your people, man. You pay the people right, they treat you right.
That part. Well, I'm in all three. That part, yeah. But yeah, but I know I just said a lot.
No, you still on point. I'm trying to take it all in myself. I'm messing around, have to watch the interview over, just sit back and take notes. I was about to walk in here with a notebook, but I wanted to, more so just have a conversation. I thought that's what it was about, with just talking freely, moving, and just being able to express ourselves. It's a lot going on, but just the way we conduct ourselves as a culture, I think it's not a very traditional route, but just being unorthodox is how we have came so far, I feel like, in a way. It's not trying to fit in the status quo or be a part of the norm, or just, dare to be different. Like, it's something about us that just, it just hit different. I don't know. So, but anyway.
And they taking advantage of the talent that you have. Like, I ain't finna keep going down these rabbits. You got any more questions?
No, it's it all was pretty straightforward. I guess my questions would just come over time. Maybe have a part 2 to this once I actually have some motion. Actually have my feet wet. That's something. Again, back to the whole, be willing to make the wrong move so you can figure out what the right one is. Like it's like going through a metamorphosis. It's like going through like a process of shedding your skin. You don't really know what it's like until you do it. You can read all the books you want on it. You can research all the information, ask all this feedback from other people. But until you do it, it's a whole different avenue because you your own unique. You know, you just you. Like, ain't no one else like you. Ain't gonna be no one else like you. There was no one else like you. There will be no one else like you. There is nobody else like you because you are uniquely you. But it's you got to take pride in that, take action, do something with it. Like it don't do you no good to have a Ferrari if all it do is sit in your garage. You might take it to the grocery store a couple days. You know, if anything, your Ferrari gonna last less than mine, which I'm gonna be pushing every day of the week. So it's just live your life to the fullest, but don't be afraid to make mistakes or the hiccups because that's really what's sharpening your blade. That's really what's making you get to that next level that you want. You know, like we all got these hopes and dreams, but even in the Bible, in so many places, they tell you you got to work for it. Like, you're not just out here giving out handouts. Like, it's a part of the process you got to play in. Like it's just a part of the equation. You play a factor, and the factor is your effort.
It's like I always told myself, especially when like I'm in an embarrassing moment or like right before an embarrassing moment, like I'm in a room full of millionaires, full of people who got money, and I ask a broke nigga question. Like right before that, I'm like, okay, this gonna be a broke nigga question. But I'm like, I think you have to expose yourself to the fullest extent in order to become like these people. Like,
yes, sir.
Like I say, like,
yes, sir.
Like
that's what they did. They
like,
come to find out when you expose yourself, they respect you more just for the fact that you stepped out on some type of.
You feel me? Like I tell myself in that moment, like nigga, you finna expose yourself so raw to where either they gonna hate or love.
For sure, and that's what it's about.
You're gonna expose yourself because the only thing, it's like a bouncy ball. The only way to get higher is to bounce harder.
Man.
So nigga, I'm finna because I'm trying to get rich. I'm trying to get my family together. I'm finna bounce off every wall. I'm telling you to figure it out.
That was
and in like 3 months, I'm like, shit, am I broke or am I rich? And then like now I'm not even exposing myself. I'm able to tune in with the reading the room. Now I'm able to start asking questions that everybody else in the room asking or want to ask. They're just scared. And that's what makes me stand out. Like whatever room I get into now, and it's a big group of people, the main important people in that room at some point either tell me or tell somebody or I just peep it. They like, you ask the best questions out of here tonight. And I only asked like 2 questions. Like, because I'm able to peep that because I didn't expose myself. That's why I walk around so confidently. Like I'm able to wear these hats because wherever you think you at, I've exposed myself to that level. I exposed myself to millionaires, so they show me what $1 million is like and what it looked like. So even the millionaires I come across now, like that LLC is a millionaire. Like, let's go check your bank account. Let's go check those owner withdrawals. Let's go see. And now I'm able to break down if you got an LLC, you paying yourself either 10 or 70% of that what that business is making. If you an S corporation, you not paying yourself shit because S corporations you can only pay yourself up to like 10 or 15% of what that business make. So if you making say $100,000 off an S corporation, you really only able to pay yourself on an annual basis $10,000 to $12,000. S corporations is for niggas. I'm gonna say it like that. It's for niggas who on child support but got a lot of money. That is the S corporation because that's where most of your tax shelters. That's where one of your biggest tax shelters is gonna be is incorporating into an S corporation because the government can only tax you on that
10% that you can get.
So then the court system can only take away from that 10%, or only judge their whatever off the 10%. But you're the owner of that S corporation.
Right.
Even though you're the owner, the judge can't say, well, since you're the owner, you have to do this as if you were LLC. Because you can't hold the owner of an S corporation to those same type of liabilities because they technically don't own it. They're just a shareholder in it. They're just the only shareholder. But the business own itself. To even a nonprofit. So it's like exposing yourself. But yeah, we gonna wrap this up. Yeah. We got more stuff. I gotta go get the kids.
Man,
I can talk business for hours.
Wife takes me down.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sitting down with us.
It's an honor, man.
We are here at the St. Louis the Heartland St. Louis Black Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, you know.
Look, if you looking for a bag and you're a minority or even a small business or nonprofit and you just don't know where to go next or you having trouble, come down here 929 North Spring Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri. And before we go, name again, any shout outs, any events you got coming up that you want people to know about?
Let's see. Yeah. Again, my name is Terrell Wyms Jr. Call me DeMarcus if you want.
That's a business, man.
That might just be. Because I need some type of alias or something, probably. But
I'm telling you.
There is a major event coming up on the 24th.
Okay.
I partnered with a woman named Erin, Miss Hamilton, but Blazers and Brunch event coming up on the 24th from 3 to 7 down at HG Events, 119 South Florissant. The owners, I met with them. I mean, honestly, okay, real quick. I had overstepped my boundaries because I'm the type where if I see somebody in trouble, I want to help, you know, to a certain extent. Like I pride myself on helping people. It's like almost like, anyway, one of my favorite jobs was working at a church giving out food. According to my wife, she said I used to come home happy every day. But and I love cars and everything. But she said, you just come home happy every day? Like, hey, I'm going to work. But I'm saying all this. My friends had their wedding at the HG Events. And then it was kind of a mix-up where I'm sure you know sometimes you could have a problem with somebody, but come to find out the whole problem was just because of miscommunication. You know, when you feed the information through too many people, sometimes the words can get misconstrued, misinterpreted, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so long story super short, this kind of happened between the business owner and my friend. And so I called up the company, but I didn't mess around and spoke up saying I'm with mom and pop business funding, but I'm calling to see about my friend to find out why they was having such problems. They was having these problems. Oh, don't worry. We can sit down. We can talk about it. I go sit down with the manager. Next thing I know, the business owner, she was there too. Next thing I know, the other woman that was working that night was like another head manager. She was there. Like they just all sitting off in the cut, you know, just let me talk. As I'm talking more and more, oh, would you mind if I sit down? Women so smooth, boy, they smooth. A business owner sat down, I'm talking to her, explaining the situation. Then other woman came over, sit down, explain the situation. But as I'm steady talking, I'm realizing I'm really in the wrong this whole time. I didn't overstep my boundary. And I didn't overstep my boundary.
Going in on these people.
Yeah, trying to say, man, what y'all doing wrong? Wow, you know, it's black-owned business, but, you know, I'm trying to resolve the situation. I don't like to see this type of problem between my people, you know, but why is it a problem? They was like, it seems, I mean, then I'm explaining my side from what I heard from my wife, and I'm playing all this middleman stuff once again, but not going back to even check with the couple that got married. What are the real facts? So then when I'm going to them about these halfway facts, they clarifying like, no, we did this, we did that. I can show you this paperwork on all that. We very specifically said X, Y, and Z, but the information was getting fed through too many people. Their wedding was on a time crunch. It was all these factors that played a part that just really caused overall just miscommunication. Because both the people whose wedding it was and the business owners, the coordinators, the managers, everybody, they did exactly what everybody was supposed to do. But the information was getting fed to too many people, and so there became miscommunication. Now people getting upset because they got false expectations. But simply put, I'm just saying all that to say, us as a people, if we could just learn to communicate better or just be willing to speak up to clarify some points, even if you might sound dumb, crazy, stupid, whatever, just being willing to over communicate, being willing to just be clear about certain stuff, I think is where we miss out in so many areas and just mess up simple good business. Or just like even myself, I've missed out on opportunity just because I didn't follow up properly, or because they asked me a question. I don't properly know how to deflect to the proper set of people who do know the answers.
Exactly.
But I'm trying to act like I'm the one who know it. You know, I'm trying to front face like, yeah, it can just you know, and real business people know, like, bro, you
sit your ass down.
man, like, come on, I asked you a simple question. You could have just told me. They could have answered it. I wouldn't have mind. But now you trying to act like you know it. Anyway, I'm just saying all that to say the event coming up, Blazers and Brunch, hosted at HG Events. The owners, they wonderful people, man. Like they great. And I still owe them a post to this day, but I'm trying to find the right words because I can remember sitting down in front of them women and it was intimidating. Like I'm low key shaking in my boots. I look good though, you know. I got on a nice little velvet cashmere looking shirt. I got the velvet blazer on, and I'm looking good, but I'm over here sweating and shaking.
Yeah, break some shit down. They like,
because I'm in front of real business people and I just realized that I was out of line because I'm not even having my facts straight. So I didn't do all this huffing and puffing, and I have no real structure. But I'm boasting, like, you know, it's just like, it just kind of made me look at business, look at life really different in that moment. I had to check myself. But anyway, I know we got to go wrap this up. It's been a pleasure. Yes. Big things coming for us both. So we just got to stay consistent and keep it going.
Shit, he said the words I should have said. Thank you all for joining us. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to check out the website. The link is in the description. Got some amazing candles. I should have had him test one on camera, but that's part 2.
Part 2.
We starting off with part 2. With that. But yeah, bigflexoverdose.com.
Hey.
Thank you all for joining us. Thank you.
Boom. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Perfect.
Man.
That was it.
You know it.
Look.